Good morning, viewers. Good morning and welcome back to the English Institute of Sport here in Sheffield. We're on Friday. I think that's day 5 of the competition here at the English Institute of Sport. My name is Yuri and I'm joined by Matea Pintar, who's been with us all week. And we're into the doubles, and this is quite fascinating because it's the first time at the European Para Table Championships.
Yeah, quite a new discipline for the first time at the European Para Table Tennis Championships. A change that happened after the Tokyo Paralympic Games. So we've seen it on the international stage since then, all of the last year and this year. But for the first time at the Europeans, and it should be an interesting one because I think a lot of the teams here will be testing their pairings possibly for Paris next summer.
So not a lot of history in terms of who's played whom over the periods in the last 12 months. So perhaps many of these pairings coming together for the first, second, third time, but then not having played their opposition very often.
Well, doubles were a part of the team event that we had before the doubles became a separate discipline. So it's not that these players haven't played together at all. At least some of them have in the team event. But doubles were not quite as significant in that setup as they are, of course, here as a separate discipline. So yeah, this should be interesting and an important test event, like I said, for the Paralympic Games, for the qualifications first of all, but second of all also for nations to find the right pairing, the right setups to send to Paris.
So as we go through this competition, it's just kicked off. We have Nachazel and Svatos from the Czech Republic. Have I got that one right? Or it should be Nachazel?
Nachazel and Svatos.
Svatos. Nachazel and Svatos. And you have a go with these other two as well.
Yeah, it's Mitar Palikucha and Mladen Ciric for Serbia on the other side. A quick explanation as we start these doubles perhaps. So this group is called Men's Doubles 8, which means the combined sum of the classes of the two players can't exceed 8 points. And in this particular match we have Svatos, who's a class 3, Nachazel, who's class 4, meaning they combined classes would be 7, so they fit that. It's the same case actually with the Serbians, Palikucha class 4, Ciric class 3. So in that sense, we should see quite an interesting match here.
And the rule about switching after serve, just seeing that happen now on your screen.
Yeah, so each team or each player has 2 serves. After their serve, they switch positions with their doubles partner, like we see happening now. The serve has to go cross-court, no rule about it having to cross the end line like we had in wheelchair singles events. But other than that, first to reach 11 wins the game, best of 5 games to win this. And another slight difference from the singles events is that we're starting here directly with the knockout system, so no group stages. The team that loses is out of the competition, and here we have a round of 16 match, so the winners will be progressing to the quarterfinals.
And it's the best of 5 sets in this competition as well, just as with the singles, and it's a good start by the Serbs. 7-3 they lead Palikucha and Ciric.
I made a slight mistake there. Palikucha is class 5, bronze medalist from the singles event. Nachazel, silver medalist and finalist from the class 4. Another thing, somebody who's perhaps familiar with table tennis may have noticed is that in wheelchair doubles, whichever player can return the ball, so they don't have to exchange with the shots. But when they're positioned at the table, neither of the wheelchairs is allowed to cross the middle table line, so they have to stay on each other's side of table.
And so in these early exchanges, again, it's the Serbs who get the first set. 11-4, look pretty comfortable for them, and perhaps they are the better pairing. And
yeah, they are seated in this competition, so we have 14 doubles, starting men's 8, and they were, I believe, the 4th seeded pairing, so they are the favorite here. We won't go into too much detail, but the seeding or the ranking position of the pairing is dependent partly on individual rankings of the two players and then of the doubles rankings of the players. So that combined again gives us a sum that defines of how the pairings are positioned ahead of the competition. But yeah, it's a relatively new competition, so there isn't much history for the ranking list as well, and that's why it's such an important championships for all of these teams and players.
well, it makes a great second phase of the European Championships here in Sheffield, where last night we had the finals and final medal ceremonies of all the single competitions, and if you're a Brit, then we had the last gold medal awarded to a Brit yesterday, didn't we? So it was a nice occasion. Will Bayley picking up gold for Britain, their only gold so far, I believe.
Yeah, so. But a great many other medals, and a couple of British pairings awaiting competition here today as well, so they'll be looking definitely to make their collection richer.
Have they won previously, any of the British pairings, from what you know?
Like I've said, this is the first time this is at the European Championships, but I have won quite a couple at the World Championships last year, so yeah, they're well set up for this.
Looking good then. At the moment it's all level here, but the Serbs seem the stronger pairing, as Mateo was saying. 2-1, the lead. Once again.
Yeah, we haven't said much about the game itself yet so far. It's an interesting and can be a tricky one with the doubles, because you have so many possible combinations of rubbers. So yeah, each player with 2 possible different rubbers, 4 players at the table. You never know which one's going to take the ball and with which side of the racket. So it's quite a lot of thinking and concentration to do. And with this last point now, another nice demonstration of which parts of the table you are searching for with your opponent. So the middle, where the 2 players cross, and in singles we have that cross over area in the elbow of the player. Here we have it in between the players, hoping that they'd hesitate on which one will take it, make a mistake that way. And of course, again, both of the elbows.
Indeed. So 4-3, 5-3 to Serbia there, with the ball going long off the top of the net. And the other little piece of rules that I've just picked up is that the ball can go off the side of the table as well as at the end of the end line.
Yes,
as
of course, because here the receiver will be seated much closer to the side of the table and able to reach it, which means that angles are much more difficult to find or to turn into winners than it is in the singles events. And another thing you can also notice is that the players always signal their doubles partner what kind of serve they're going to use to, of course, try to avoid them being surprised at the return.
Well, great tips and knowledge there about the game, and but Serbia march on 7-4, and we saw a perfect example the point before, which the winner was hit right down the middle of the table. Neither of the Czech players went for it. So,
yeah, certain players or certain pairings struggle with that more than other. No surprises there, but I would say the Czech also are more a new pairing. The Serbs are much more used to playing with each other, and I know the Serbian team trains doubles a lot, has done so even since they've only been a part of the team event. So it could be that the Czech will be needing a bit some more time to get used to each other.
Yep, and 8-5 at the moment to the Serbs. Nice rally developing. And that's the class 3 player there with a forceful forehand. Have I got that right?
That was both of class 3 players, and the one thing you are again searching for is to try to identify the weaker player. Here in wheelchair pairings you can do that, and then of course try to play more to his side if you're struggling with the other.
And the Czechs back to 7-8 now, so beginning to get some rhythm going. Not entirely sure if you've got a long reach, it's all that much of an advantage in this game. You potentially can keep crossing over your player, your partner.
Yeah, that's where it's really important that the two players know each other, that they make arrangements among themselves in training already, how to react to these situations. They have to be well in sync.
11-7 that second set, 11-7 to Serbia.
Yeah, we're quickly progressing with this doubles pairing. Just one more game to win for the Serbians to advance to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think
there'll be awaiting the winner between Ogren Olsson of Sweden and Florescu Ifrosa of Romania in the next stage.
I think Nachazel, he's not having the best of days for the Czech team. He's the
yeah, we must remember he played the men's class 4 final yesterday. A tough loss for him against Öztürk of Turkey. So he's had a long singles tournament behind him, and it's sometimes then difficult to also just switch your brain back on after all that excitement early in the morning for something completely different.
Indeed. Yes, Öztürk took the gold. Was that his third consecutive European?
I believe so. It certainly wasn't the first one, and he's the two-time Paralympic and world champion as well. So yeah, just another addition to his very rich gold collection.
Although in the games we'd seen Öztürk play yesterday, it wasn't a walk through the park, as we say. He had real
no, certainly
battles.
not, and it was the first major medal for Nachazel anyway, so he won't be disappointed with the result. But when you're playing in the final, of course, you're always going to want to win.
So this the third set, and the Czechs need to bounce back. They get the opening point as Ciric hits the net. And these rallies progressing. They're aiming Ciric, but it's just wide from Svatoš. I mean, the potential here is to keep peppering the same player, isn't it? And just looking for their weakness.
Well, yeah, as long as you can and the player doesn't get used to playing whatever you bring to them. And a quick switch to the player who may be dozing off in the other corner is another tactic that you're hoping to employ from time to time.
So 2-1 to the Serbian pairing at the moment. And Ciric seen a lot of the ball and just goes long.
Yeah, he did well here, putting pressure with his inverted rubber on the Czechs, but just a little bit long on that last one.
Yeah, they seem to be targeting Ciric. They just keep going at him.
That's because of the inverted rubbers, which slow down the game and offer more opportunities to attack, especially in this setup now when Nahazel and Ciric are cross-court.
Wise words there from Matea, and the Czechs get another point, 3 apiece.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. If you're playing too much on only one player, then they can get used to it, and you're not going to always have the same tactics or the same system work for the entirety of the match. You have to switch things up a little bit.
Ciric heavily involved, and then
yeah, that was that brilliant surprise, just playing Ciric for 5-6 exchanges and then a really quick change to Palikucha.
So Ciric's responses are likely to be slower because of the rubber on his bat.
Yeah, and that created that opportunity for attack and perfect positioning right in the middle of the table where none of the Serbs was to find.
Change round again, Svatos to serve. Another good rally here, and Palikucha gets the win there with a good intervention. That goes to 5-4 with serve to the Czechs. Patient. Oh!
Yeah, again that pressure from the inverted rubber with the backhand far to his forehand side or to the middle of the table from Ciric. And yeah, here it was the two Czechs who were confused or hesitant about which one of them should take that shot. So allowing the Serbs to quickly catch on again.
Svatos was just long with the last one. 6-5 to the Serbs, and that went down the middle too. But long, and 6 all. So better performance from the Czechs this particular set.
We're seeing some nice rallies now as well. Nahazel not happy here with misreading the spin.
Yes, he hasn't looked comfortable this morning at all, and seen him slap his face a couple of times trying to get into the mode.
Yeah, but that's what his demeanor was like yesterday in the finals as well, so I think it's just a personality trait, not a special mood.
No. 7-6 to 8-6 to the Serbs at the moment.
Yeah, and timeout, I believe. I assume for the Czechs.
So
they were in the lead for a lot of this third game. Lost it now at a significant break point, I would say. Last opportunity for them to win this game, to come back and extend their participation in this tournament for a bit longer, because once again it is a knockout system straight on in the doubles, so the defeated pairing will be out.
Yeah, could be a quick exit for the two Czechs if this timeout doesn't bring a different outcome.
And we got the winners of the other round of 16 already. So the Swedes Ågren and Olsson are the pairing, awaiting the winners of this two here.
So up-to-date information for you as we go through these knockouts, knockout stages of the competition. It's not group, it's just straight knockout. Again, Ciric in the middle of all the action, taking all the responsibility at the moment, and all the returns going back to him. And
with a slight help and a touch of the net, just threw Ciric off enough to miss on that shot.
They're certainly targeting him. Oh, there's... Oh, and
yeah,
one
this
moment.
is what they are trying to avoid. So Ciric setting up the right return to Palikucha for his attack.
Palikucha, a spectator there in a 12-shot rally, but he got the winner. (9-8). That one went
Ciric
long.
Not as successful with his forehand, but I think this is probably the first time we've seen him use it in this match. Yeah, he much prefers to take the ball with this backhand far into the forehand side, but that does make things more and more difficult, of course.
9-all now. The Czechs have fought back, and
a quick towel break from the Serbs. Every 6 points that's allowed in the doubles as well. No difference here.
And the Serbs go long.
Yeah, Ciric with a couple of unforced errors now.
Oh no.
And again, this one was at least slightly forced, but
Yes.
from a nice lead, the timeout apparently helped, and the Czech are staying in the match.
11-9 that set to the Czechs. They fought back well, and beginning to get a little bit more understanding. As you say, they're not a regular pairing, and so that's really helped. But it appears that they're targeting Ciric and keeping away from the more attacking style of Palikucha.
You're always going to try to do that as long as you can handle those inverted rubbers and the kind of spin or lack of it is coming back to you. But like I said, here again we have so many players with so many different rubbers, so you just have to find a system that works for you best.
And can players change their rubbers between games, between matches? I mean, they sometimes it's a change in tactics, isn't it?
No, not at all. I mean, you have to have one racket that you're using. If you break that one, then of course you're allowed to take a replacement, but with the same kind of rubbers.
I see. So it's the same bat you're using for the entire tournament?
Well, you can change ahead of the match. You can start the match with whatever you want, but you can't change it in between.
Okay. And do players change?
No, of course not. You train with one bat, you're used to it. You wear down the rubbers just right as well. So no, I've never heard of a player just switching bats or rubbers during a competition. No.
Right. So the Czechs are 1-0 up here in the third set.
Very nicely fought long rally now here. A lot of middle to middle play. 2-1
to the Serbs, so we are in the fourth set. But it's 1 point each here. And again, Ciric seems to be the person that they are targeting the most. But
and it's the middle of the table on the Czech side and Ciric on the Serbs. That's where the play seems to be going this match. The two class 3s battling it on among each other.
So 2 apiece at the moment. A much more even contest now.
Yeah, Ciric is off his game. Has been so since the middle of the previous set. Not sure exactly what's happening. Either the Czechs have just worn him down.
Good rally here. Oh,
yep.
Great shot right down the middle.
I do often feel that Palikucha in this previous setup sits a little bit too far on his left side. It's happened before that the middle stayed completely uncovered.
Maybe they're trying to invite the shot down the middle, but Palikucha there got his own shot down the middle, picked up but he was long. And the Czechs are really into this. Great rallies evolving now. Oh,
yeah, all of them really. As long as Ciric can stand his ground, I feel we're in for long rallies and some interesting ones. It's really important to keep your concentration up.
5-3. The Czechs are leading.
What a return
I
we saw
know.
here.
Incredible.
Amazing, but now with the help of a lot of luck, the point goes to the Czech. Really a shame after the Serbs did so well returning that difficult shot. I think Palikucha a little bit impatient here. With all the mistakes Ciric has made, he probably feels the pressure to try and pitch in as much as possible.
Yeah. And now the Czechs have a 7-3 lead. Just drifted long with that one. 7-4. If the Czechs were to win this one, it would provide us with that 5th all-deciding set. But 7-4 to the Czechs, and they have serve. Pattern remains the same, targeting Ciric, and then suddenly a burst
this
from
time
Palikucha.
Palikucha was just a little bit late, but still pulled through, and it was Nachazel who was surprised.
Yeah, fascinatingly, Palikucha went to his diametrically opposite opponent who wasn't in the rally either. So you really need to be expecting everything. 7-5. Serbians are serving. And again, Ciric is the target, but into the net
he
from the
got
Czech.
back into it, and the Serbs are closing in the gap.
6-7.
Yeah, once again, too long.
Bit of frustration there from the two Serbian players. 8-6, and the Czechs are creeping forward to potentially levelling up this game. But that could be the kiss of death. Again, targeting Ciric. Ciric surprised Nachazel there. 8-7. Oh, and the Czech went long.
And the Serbs are back.
8 apiece. Would you call those unforced errors, though, rather than?
Not necessarily. I mean, perhaps not entirely forced, but a little bit with, putting the pressure on the player. That one wasn't forced, certainly.
You expected Ciric to get that over, and 9-8 to the Czechs. And again, Ciric, the person that they're targeting, and there was that surprise shot at Palikucha. And 10-8, the Czechs could level this match up.
Yeah, why not? We're here to watch exciting para table tennis, so this has been a thriller so far, actually.
A set point for the Czechs to level the game up. Again, Ciric is the target. Palikucha in with that shot. And again, right down the middle from Ciric.
Yeah, but have you seen those exchanges left to right from one rubber to the other? Nobody letting in with the defense or putting pressure with the inverted rubbers. Really wonderful exchange, and another kind of classic conclusion just down the middle of the table.
10-9 to the Czechs, and they've just gone long. Nashazel slaps himself in the face for missing that one, and that was a set point. 2 set points saved now.
Yeah, Svatos had a quick word with their coach, and we're now in tie break, so we'll be switching serves after every point played.
Palikucha. You see, when his interventions happen, they're always a killer blow, it would seem.
Yeah, you can easily understand why the Czechs are trying to avoid it.
So now they have match point. Oh, and that was
for a place in the quarterfinals of men's 8, Serbians Mitar Palikucha and Mladen Ciric make it in the end in this tie break, 12-10. The Czechs had their chance.
They did. They had their chance, and you can see the big man there, Nashazel. He's disgusted with himself, slaps the table. Wasn't happy at all. He didn't have a great game, did he?
Yeah, they'll have to finish the competition fairly quickly here, while the Serbs will be facing a Swedish pairing in their battle for the semi-finals and the medal.
Congratulations to Serbia. We'll be seeing Palikucha and Ciric once again, but the Czechs are on the way home, and Nashazel has a silver medal for his trouble in the singles, which I'm sure he'll be happy with. And we'll be back with you very shortly.
table 12, women's doubles class 20, Demir, Neslihan Abbas from Turkey, Nina Rett and Marlene Reed from Germany, umpire Lester Smith from England.
Good morning and welcome back to Sheffield at the Institute of Sport here, and we're at the European Para Table Tennis Champions. This is doubles, and we have a matchup between Thomas and Martin from France against Jezik and Petruniev from the Ukraine. My name is Yuri. My father's Ukrainian, so who am I hunting for today? But I'm joined by Matea, who's from Slovenia, so she's not going for either pairing.
No, of course not. Just up for some interesting doubles table tennis, or para table tennis, if you will. Exciting to watch because it's featured for the first time at the European Para Table Tennis Championships, in addition to international competitions after the Tokyo Paralympic Games. And a trial event for a lot of these teams or pairings for next year in Paris, the Paralympics. Émeric Martin of France, one of those players who had been out of international competitions for a number of years, but found motivation for his home Paralympics apparently to pair it up with Maxime Thomas, another class 4 player from France, try win something here. So we're in men's 8, meaning the combined classes of the players can only amount to 8 points. The two Frenchmen both class 4, so that's 8, and in this sense, in this pairing, quite at an advantage against the Ukrainians, who are Jezik class 2 and Petruniev class 3.
Yeah,
also the third seeded of this tournament in men's doubles 8, the French pair. So I would say possibly the favorites, even though we don't have much of a history in this available.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, that the Ukrainians are class 2 and 3 against two players who are class 4. So mobility-wise, it should be advantage with the French. And we will see if that works. The Ukrainian pairing don't get extra points for being lower in the classifications.
No, nothing like that in para table tennis, unfortunately. They will be trying with perhaps some elements of surprise. We have interesting rubber combinations on the table for players, all with different rubbers. Whichever of the players can take the ball, so it's different from doubles in the standing or non-disabled table tennis. However, both players have to stay on their side of the table. The wheelchairs can't cross the middle line, you see. And other than that, we have best of 5. The first pair to reach 11 points wins the game. And another difference to wheelchair para table tennis here is that the serve has to go cross-court, but does not have to cross the end line.
And here we are, Thomas with the serve, and picks up 2 quick points. Jezik into the net with that one. It's 3-1.
Yeah, one
to the
thing
French.
the players are looking for here is the middle of the table, hoping for the pair to be hesitant on which of the players will take the shot. And as ever, the elbow crossover areas of each player, and maybe if you spot the weaker player or the one you find easier to play against, just direct the ball more to that player.
Great defense there from the Ukrainians, but they got in the way of each other.
Very well, but just demonstrating that middle of the table hesitation that can sometimes lead to neither of the players taking the ball, or both of them, or one reaching for it but then moving away. It takes a lot of synchronization, but still, even with experience, pairings like Jezik and the Ukrainian are, you just cross sometimes.
Jezik being quite aggressive on that last point. And
they're really greatly defending with these inverted rubbers. The French pair has to work for every point. It's not just smashing it down the table and waiting for the other two to miss on it. Yeah. Elbow crossover area for Petruniv.
He didn't know which way to go, did he?
Yeah,
so
that's exactly the point of why you're trying to place the ball to your opponent there.
Thomas goes long with that, or Tomas, and 5-all. I was just looking at the screen there. If the Ukrainians went any lighter with their shirt, they'd be merging into the background with all the advertising.
That's matched with the Slovenian outfit, I think, perfectly.
It's not their usual blue and yellow. Good shot from Tomas. Makes a very good English name, Martin Thomas, when you see those two across. The let played havoc there for Petruniv. His response went long, and 7-5 to the French.
We're straight into the knockout system here with the doubles, as opposed to the singles events that started on with round robins. So whichever double wins here will progress to the quarterfinals. The losing pair will finish the competition.
Petruniv goes long, as does Jezik. Just couldn't control that. So the French 9-5, beginning to advance to their first set. Best of 5 sets. Martin goes long.
Just signaling here to Thomas which of the serves he'll be using.
And the lob to good effect there. That's not seeing that one yet.
All to try avoid Thomas being surprised on the return, but this one was so good.
That's interesting. And Tomas put under pressure by Jezik.
Yeah, he had to move into the table towards the net to the front a lot, and then was hit with a long end table shot.
Good defense. And Tomas long again, and the Ukrainians have pulled it back to 9-all, and excited about that they were. Petruniv. No bias in my commentary, I hope.
I'm here to balance you out anyway.
That's true. Good rallies here. Got the net, and that was fortunate there for the Ukrainians. Signals with his hand as Jezik, but that happens in this game.
Yeah, and
and Petruniv, I think, just...
The first game point of this match was in the Ukrainians' hands. They didn't make use of it, so We're now in deuce and will be switching serves after every point played. 2-point difference needed now to win.
Tomasz hitting the forehands there, rocking back in his chair. Jezik gets into this, and what a great rally this is. Oh, what a super shot from Petrunev. Killed it.
Yeah, Martin was trying with those forehand top side spins, but the inverted rubber on Petrunev's bat just used against him.
So, advantage Ukraine. Oh, oh, there was
some luck now for the Frenchman.
Yeah. 11 all. Tight game already. Martin leaning in, expectant. It's as if they want to overplay the other side of the table. Good aggression there from Petrunev. Gets the kill.
Well, that's what a rally, what defense from the Ukrainian, and that's actually just one of the charms of doubles, because the on paper better or the physically stronger players don't necessarily mean a better double.
But after all that hard work, Petrunev lands it in the net and levels the game up again.
Yeah, that's hard when you have to fight so much to win the point and then you give it away so easily.
Oh, Jezik. Jezik pumping. Tomasz goes long. What a game here. 13-12 to the Ukrainians, but the French will serve. Serves to Jezik. Back to Jezik. Jezik again. Jezik keeping in the game. Petrunev. That's a tough shot there. Oh, went long. Went long.
Yeah, went long. And the first game to the Ukrainians. Like I said, perhaps surprisingly, but rankings mean perhaps even less in doubles, at least right now with so little history on it, than perhaps you'd expect in the singles event.
And sometimes, you know, where we're commentating from behind the player's arm, it's difficult to see the ball clip the end of the table or not when it goes to the other side. We're not side on, so...
yeah, but we can mostly deduce from the player's reaction and if nothing else from the score what happened.
So 14-12 to the Ukrainians, having trailed for a fair part of that first set. They lead 1-0. And players now will have to give a prize for the best dressed team or the best outfit. What do you think? So the Ukrainians have come in light green, the French in their classic blue tops with their red braiding, displaying the flags, well, it's the colours of their tricolour.
Yeah, that's quite classic color for them, but it's the colors of the medals that we're mostly looking for at the European Championships. So great work by the Ukrainians in this first game. Hardly fought on, but I'm sure they'll be trying to keep it up and capitalize on that first win.
All the usual signs going on under the table between players. Code for this is what I'm going to do next. Anyway.
And on the next table, table 2, Anderson and Graf of Austria playing against Traunicek and Michalik of Slovakia in another men's 8 round of 16 match. The winners of that one will be facing the winners of ours in the quarterfinal.
Again, another good rally developing between these players. Great defensive and offensive play. And yes,
this is just absolutely brilliant, accurate and right from all the 4 players here.
Tremendous
Couldn't really
rallies.
say that like in the previous match, it's just 2 of them that are doing most of the hard work.
And then suddenly Tomas into the net. 1 apiece. Ukrainians with a total of 5 in their classification, battling away against the higher classification of wheelchair players on the other end of the table.
Yeah, 3-point difference is quite a lot, to be honest, but yeah, looks like Ukrainians don't have players from higher classes in men's wheelchairs, so this is what they are making good use of.
And the lob there from Jezik just out. It's 3-2 now to Thomas and Martin. And Thomas struggling with range at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, he seems to be thrown off with some of the rotations or just not putting enough spin and force into those shots.
He looks as if he's more comfortable away from the table than he is up to the table. That goes long from the French. Ukrainians back in the lead, 4-3.
Yeah, the 2 Frenchmen seem to be more comfortable in this position they're sitting in now, so with Martin on the left and Maxime on the right. But you switch that after every 4 points played, so it's...
Yeah. Good serve there from Tomas, who came over the net very low. And Jezik just couldn't get his bat underneath it. 5-4 to the French now. Oh, and Tomas into the net. Perhaps been a little bit impetuous there. He just snatched at it, had more time than he thought. Maybe that's the dulling effect of those rubbers.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be careful here. Like I said, so many rubber combinations, shot combinations, and Maxime is struggling with this forehand thumb spin a lot.
He sets himself quite back from the table.
Yeah, he's
doesn't he?
trying to give himself all the space to make that shot, but it's still not working, and it's also leaving him open for other mistakes or missing out on other ball positionings.
Martin just clipped the edge of the table there and levels the score again, 6-all. Jezik goes to Tomas, who goes long on this occasion. He's scratching his head. 7-6 to the Ukraine. And long this time from Martin. 8-6 to the Ukraine.
Yeah, they're really struggling with this strong defense and all the pressure the inverted rubbers of the Ukrainians are putting on them.
We see it again. We see it again, and maybe they're used to playing class 4 type wheelchair para table tennis.
Yeah, that's certainly a point to be made here. Sometimes the higher classes just aren't used to this type of game and struggle with it more than they would with somebody of their own class.
7-9, the Ukrainians in the lead, but the French have serve. And Jezik, a class 2 player, holding his own. That's a super shot from Petrunev.
Yeah, so aggressive, positioned right on the end line of the middle of the table.
10-7. Oh, and that Ježić with the...
Nothing the Frenchman could do here to stay in this game.
Oh.
They're actually now 0-2 down, quite surprisingly. But still, I'm not sure what they'll be looking to do to change things up, because they're just struggling with the strong defense the Ukrainians are putting on.
Yeah, it's surprisingly 2-0. The Ukrainians are leading, and the French not quite in rhythm as yet. And this has been a surprising start for the Ukrainians, who are not as seeded as highly as the French. And a great start. 12-14, 7-11, and the Ukrainians building in confidence as the French seem to be losing it.
Yeah, we're just Ukrainians just one game away from taking a win in this match. Still, it's gonna be hard work, as it has been so far for them anyway.
So can the French pick it up? You'd think they'd would at least win a set in this kind of competition, but it's a contrast of styles, there's no doubt about it. This class 2 of Ježić and class 3 of Petrunev against the 2 class 4s of French, different styles of play.
And we've meanwhile got the winners of the other round of 16 match. It will be Boris Travnicek and Peter Michalik of Slovakia awaiting the winners here in the quarterfinals.
And do winning quarterfinalists win a medal?
Yes, there's no playoff for the bronze medal in para table tennis anymore, so the semi-finalists or the winners of the quarterfinals will be going home with a medal no matter what.
Well,
we're still a little bit away from there, a round of 16.
The referee intervening there, not quite sure, was maybe the ball toss wasn't high enough.
Could be, or it was the ball was above the playing surface. I didn't see the referee.
Tomas goes long again, and he had the benefit of the let call there as well. So the Frenchman, the tall Frenchman, is just struggling to find his range. Ježić intervenes. Petrunev couldn't quite get that one to sit.
Petrunev now caught off guard in his elbow area. Took the first one with the backhand very well, but wasn't positioned right with his forehand for the next one.
One apiece.
Yeah, Martin, the aggressive one in this exchange, forced Petrunev into a high long ball.
Tomas, with what seemingly looked a simple shot down to the middle, went long.
Yeah, Tomas clearly the weakest player in this match, with the most mistakes so far.
Now that was a complete miss. Is that a point? It is, isn't it? The Ukrainian missed the serve.
Yes, of course.
Three points apiece now. Again, to and fro between these two. Ježić goes deep there. Petrunev to Ježić deep again. Great shot there from Petrunev. Down the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah, just searching for the middle, the two Frenchmen, but still the Ukrainians more successful in the end. Petrunev a little bit impatient, too aggressive on that shot. He meant well, trying to hit that deep corner of Martin's body, but yeah, just completely off.
4-all. Wow, Petrunev really putting his man under pressure. Oh, doesn't get the drop
and
of the
again
net.
with the backhand side, that ball was so short that he couldn't twist his wrist and control the return well enough anymore.
5-4 now to the French, who have to win this one. And Petrunev uncharacteristically into the net on this occasion, and perhaps the French have got their noses in front for once.
Time out to the Ukrainians. They want to make sure they bring this match to a close with the third game, not wanting to play another.
Interestingly,
Looks like it's Petrunev now who has to defend himself to the coach. It was really him who made a couple of mistakes in this set that have brought on this lead for the Frenchman.
Yeah, great tussle here. 2-0 in sets to the Ukrainians, and the French, who desperately need this one to stay in the competition, are now 6-4 up. Ježić remains stoically at the table for the Ukrainians, guarding his spot.
Not a bad idea, just so everyone remembers where they were positioned before the timeout.
There's the signals under the table from the French. Oh, just got the net there.
Oh, and finally, that super top spin from Thomas.
7-4 to the French in this third set. Ježić clashing there with Petrunev, and it's 8-4.
Yeah, the first two games were very close, so we can't deduce from a 2-0 lead that this would be a clear win for the Ukrainians now. The French are battling on and well on track to stay in the match.
8-4, and Ježić comes in on the kill after the fortune of the net.
Was another good top spin from Thomas. It just doesn't have the desired effect in this doubles match against class 2 and 3.
Oh, and Martin into the net, and suddenly the Ukrainians are back within 1 point, 8-7. You know, the pressure will build on the French here. They know they have to win this one. Oh, good recovery then from Martin. The ball is sticking to the bats at the moment. Feels like a big rally. What a response from Petrunev,
and it is, oh my God, what a point, what an exchange, what a rally. On both sides, just excellent.
Great performance there, and if that's on the replay, it was amazing. Well, it's 8-all.
It will have to be, but only after we're done with this.
Again, high percentage rallies here. Oh, just long from Ježić. Slumps forward.
Yeah, they've come back so brilliantly now. They have to take an advantage of that. If they lose this game, then they've wasted the timeout as well, the Ukrainians.
Oh, and Ježić and Petrunev clashing down that middle, the area of the who plays it zone.
And Tomas now serves to win one of the two game points.
And Jezik
There it
into
is,
the
the
net.
first one. Yeah, this isn't great for the Ukrainians. They fought their way back. They've used their timeout, but then lost the game, and it's now 2-1. You have to feel that the longer this goes on, physically speaking, the French will be getting an advantage.
Yes, 2-1. And vital, but close again. These games are very tight, very close. And it's good to see these long rallies being played. But great to see how the class 2 and 3s are competing with the class 4s.
Yeah, that's again the charm of the doubles event. Different pairings, different style of play, not just the rubbers that I kept stressing before. And yeah, it's another point to be made that the higher classes sometimes just aren't used to all these different rubbers, or let's say tetra or lower classes style of game.
So, Ale Lafont, they're back. And could well be a fifth set if the French can pull this one out, but how will the Ukrainians respond? Jezik straps himself to the bat.
He's one of the players who needs some longer to get ready. Nothing unusual for a class 2, but he'll want to be as ready as he can be for this next game, or possibly 2 if necessary.
Equally, patience required from everybody, and a lot goes through your mind as you sit at a table waiting to play.
Maxime was the last one to serve in previous game, winning that one for the French, and he starts now as well.
The omens could be good for the French. Great shot there from Petrunev. Set up though, didn't it? Sat up nicely.
Yeah, Maxime was just a little bit too loose with that response, and Petrunev took great advantage of it.
Great shot from...
Makes up for it this time. There's that forehand.
Ooh. Interesting, the Frenchman puts his finger to his mouth. Maybe some banter going on between the two. One apiece. Oh, Tomas got too close to him. That ball got too big.
Yeah, he was better positioned for that forehand before. Maybe gave him some motivation for this one, but again, a sore spot for him.
Right down the middle.
And again.
Oh.
This is really the positioning that the Ukrainians have to take advantage of before the Frenchmen switch sides again.
3-1 to the Ukrainians, and Tomas Long again. It's interesting, he sits back so deep from the table compared to the other positions that the others take.
Yeah, and that's because he's trying to give himself space for that forehand, but my feeling is he's just too far and leaving himself open way too much for the other shots. But I mean, that of course is up to the players to know what works best for them. It just has not worked for Maxime Thomas at all in this match, and now the timeout for the French, because they can't afford to lose this game and definitely don't want the Ukrainians to build up too much of an advantage.
Interestingly, the Ukrainians have chosen to be at the table and feel that things are going
yeah,
in the
and
right
I think Jezik also doesn't want to go through all the preparations once again right after the start.
Back into this long rally. Petrunev keeping it going. Jezik in. Let. And
again, such a long rally. Jezik now making the mistake after they were both in a much worse position already before, but fought it back.
2-4. Petrunev with the serve. Oh, Petrunev long. 4-3. Battling away the French. The French 2-1 down. And Jezik long this time. And a little bit of frustration there from the Ukrainians, but 4 apiece. Very tight,
Yeah,
Matteo.
the Frenchmen have battled their way back. Good use of timeout, certainly.
That was super backhand from Thomas. And suddenly the momentum is changing, you feel?
Yeah, 5 points in a row for the two Frenchmen.
Quick conversation there between the Ukrainians. From 2-4 up to 6-4 down. And just long there from Jezik again. (7-4) the score. Just reminding you of the score if you're watching. 7-4. The French are leading, but 2-1 down to the Ukrainians. Another long rally, but
yeah, this is an amazing streak now for the two Frenchmen. I would say at least the Ukrainians should use this opportunity for a short towel break since they're already out of a timeout.
And the French are marching on at the moment. 9-4 they lead. The momentum certainly has gone to the French team. That's incredible recoveries there from both sides. And Petrunev goes long.
Yeah, such a strong start for the Ukrainians, and then a complete collapse of the system after the French timeout. Very interesting, because the Ukrainians are experienced players in their own right, and you really wouldn't expect that of them.
Absolutely not. They led 4-2 and trailed 10-4. (10-5). And Jezik.
And 11. which means we will be seen on game 5.
A 5th and final set as the French have come back to level up this particular match, and the momentum certainly swung now to the French.
Very much so. We've warned about this possibly becoming an issue as the match goes longer, and we'll be seeing the 5th deciding game to see which of these two pairings will be facing the Slovaks in the upcoming quarterfinals this afternoon of men's class 8 doubles.
Yes, and it was 12-14, 7-11 and 11-8, and now this one, 11-5, was a more comprehensive win by the French in the 4th set. And a lot going down to this last set. You feel as if the French feels as if it's Thomas Martin doing well.
Yeah, he's starting to do a little bit better, but I wouldn't say that the French have started playing so much better to warrant this difference. It's the Ukrainians who are slipping up.
Yeah, they're going to have to play well now. They're under pressure. They have been playing well, but that last game was not a good game. And it just shows that their standards have to be right at the top in order to match up with these two Class 4 players from France. And in this final set, there's no quirky rules for doubles, is there?
Oh, well, just a little adapted normal rule that the players are switching sides after the first double wins 5 points. And it's not just sides of the table or ends of the table, it's also switching to who serves and receives to whom.
Jezik opens up this 5th and deciding set. Cagey stuff to start with. Petrunev pushing it, Jezik in. Petrunev pushes. Thomas is just gently playing it back. No aggressive shots yet until that one.
Yeah, just a quick switch to Martin and then back to Thomas did the trick here.
Just long there from Petrunev. One apiece. Thomas with the serve. Long from Thomas. Interesting serve from Thomas as well. It's a very quick service. Jezik with a long one deep. Jezik again involved. Petrunev just attacking Thomas, but did that just go over?
Looks like it grazed the edge of the table, so it will be a point for the two Frenchmen.
Wow.
Yeah, Thomas trying on a lot of side spin and even top spin on occasion. It just doesn't have the desired effect against these Ukrainians. But in this case it was enough to graze the edge of the table, and here once again.
That's that Bermuda Triangle right down the middle, and both Ukrainians unsure as to who should play it. They trail 3-2 in a very tight affair, and Thomas again, he seems to lean all the way back, and he's already back in his chair and he's going for the killer blow all the time.
If it's only now that he's found his mojo, then it certainly is the right and the last time to do so in this match.
I need to know what mojo is in Slovenian.
It's mojo.
So that went long from Tomasz, and the Ukrainians are back in the lead, 4-3. A really tense affair. There's that middle, but protected by Petrunev this time. Ježić comes in and Matan angles it too much.
And we will be seeing that switch of table ends and serve-receive combination now.
Well, I think the Ukrainians would have taken 5-3 up in the final set, perhaps, if you'd have spoken to them before the game.
Yeah, but let's not forget they had a 4-1 lead in the previous game and lost that one 11-5.
There's the voice of doom from Matea.
Certainly not just pointing out that table tennis is an interesting game where anything can happen.
And it does. And we'll have...
And this is the European Championships, so so much more importance on the performances, more stress, more nerves, and more deciding factors other than just how you play.
Petrunev exchanging with Tomasz. Oh, and Petrunev just went long.
Yeah, he was searching for that end line, just straight into Emeric Maton's body. Accuracy is the name of the game here as well.
Yeah, and Ježić got clashing there with Petrunev. So all square, 5-all. This is a real battle. A real long game, and this again. Ježić comes in and Tomasz snatches at it.
It wasn't too smart. I don't think it needed quite that much aggression.
6-5 to the Ukrainians.
To keep concentration and patience here.
Oh, and Petrunev went in for the kill and just clipped the top of the net. And long. Into the middle, Petrunev couldn't quite get there. 7-6. It's a real seesaw event, this one. 7-6, back the lead to the French. Perhaps it's now a game of who makes fewer mistakes. And Ježić went wide.
Yeah, they're just losing that excellent defense, trying to put pressure on the Frenchmen like they did before, but it's just it's not accurate enough anymore, or maybe a bit insecure.
Great rally opening up here again. And Ježić just couldn't get that one over the net. Started to dominate. Petrunev was not in the action. Petrunev gets in on that one. 9-7, an important point. But the French now with a significant advantage. And you'd feel that the French would make it home from here. Ježić Good recovery there from the French. Short, and gets the table in the corner.
Very good recovery from Emeric Martin, but twice actually. This one was just too good and possibly slightly lucky as well.
So that on the scoreboards has been rectified as 9-8, thankfully. All the scores and everywhere was wrong. It's 9-8. Shot there from Thomas. That sets it up, doesn't it, Matteo?
Yeah, just one more point away, Les Blues from the quarterfinals, and they have 2 chances now as Emeric Martin serves.
Percentage is being played. Good recovery. Oh, and long from Petrunev.
Yeah, it was that shot that he's tried a number of times before, just once made it properly, but it's now the Frenchmen who make it from 2-0 down, overcome the 2 Ukrainians as expected, but unexpectedly tied match, well fought by the Ukrainians. Unfortunately, after all that hard work, they will be finishing competition as it's a round of 16 knockout in men's doubles. 8 the Frenchmen to face Slovak pair of Traunicek and Michalik in the upcoming quarterfinals this afternoon.
And we'll see you shortly for more para table tennis as we leave you on this occasion, and we'll be back shortly. So welcome back after a short respite. We're back to more para table tennis doubles championships, and now we have a women's doubles game, and we have from Serbia Matic Peric Rankovic, and from Turkey Altintas and Oluk. Matea, what do we know about these two pairings, or is it pretty new stuff for everyone?
Well, the doubles competitions are relatively new from last year in para table tennis in general. However, with these particular 4 players, or the 2 pairings, they have been playing together for a long time as part of the team competitions, so they will be well enough in sync, I would assume. Especially Borislava Peric-Rankovic and Nada Matic have been team partners and now doubles partners for over 15 years. So nothing to struggle about that with them. The Turks as well. We're actually in a combined class women's doubles 5 to 10. Normally we would have women's doubles 5 and women's doubles 10. But not enough pairings enter in the competition here. We have just 7 doubles in this competition. So as opposed to normally when we would kick off those battles with knockouts right from the start in the doubles, we have 2 groups here. This is group 1 along with these 2. Also Dritar Karic and Mužinić Vincetic from Croatia. So they'll be playing a round robin among themselves. The 2 best pairs will be progressing into the semi-finals and straight into medal positions.
That's a great scene setter for us all.
Yeah, the Serbs, the higher seeded pair in this, but also worth noting both class 4, while Oluk is class 4 and Altintas class 3 on the Turks side. Not too much of an advantage or difference, I would say. Since I've just mentioned the classes, also a quick explanation at the start of what women's doubles 5 or 10 mean. It means the combined point of the 2 classes of the players can't exceed that number. So we have 8 and 7 here.
Right, and pretty tight starting up.
Yeah, all the 4 players very feisty, very fired up. So there will be excitement, if not in the play, but definitely around the table.
Well, it's 4 points apiece, and just quickly goes to 5-4 to the Serbian pairing.
And as in single events, 11 points needed to win the game, best of 5 to win the match.
Interestingly, the Turkish coach, which I've grown accustomed to seeing, is no longer there, so it's a more subdued version of the former self.
Yeah, the Turks have a large, very successful team, and we're now in the morning of the first day of doubles competition, so he's probably busy elsewhere.
I think he's probably having a recovery day. He needed to recover as much as his players did. He played every game and every shot with his hands, his facial expressions.
Yeah, a lot of Turks in the finals of singles yesterday and last night.
Can I say, the Turks, to me, demonstratively look like Italians. It's always with your hands and faces, and
it's a Mediterranean thing, I'm told.
Absolutely, yeah. Every conversation looks like an argument, and then it's ciao. See you later. And 6-5, the Serbians leading here. No one really dominating anyone. It's a tit for tat. Now the rally's beginning to open up, and Matic tried to go down the middle. That's the weak spot for everyone, but A little bit long.
Worth mentioning that Matic and Peric Rankovic are also the world champions in this discipline from last year, which was the first major competition overall to feature doubles events as a separate discipline.
Well, that's interesting insight. Makes them perhaps obviously the favourites, but what a great serve that was. That was superb touch there.
Yeah, we're used to the ball having to cross the end line in wheelchair para-table tennis in the singles events. No such requirement here in the doubles. It just has to go cross court.
Well, that was a great rally and just a lot of aggression from Oluk as it went into the net, and suddenly the Serbs have quietly reached a 10-6 advantage, and it doesn't feel like that at all, but they now have a number of set points. And long from the Turks.
Yeah, they take the first one and quite establishing their favorite status, and so far on track to add a European gold to that one from the World Championships.
Indeed. It's interesting, I'm just seeing a shot here where you're looking at the wheelchairs, and the size of wheels that the Turkish athletes have on their chairs are way bigger than the ones of the Serbian players.
The wheelchair is an equipment, but also almost a part of your body, so each player or even just each disabled person tries to pick the one with the features that fit them best. The Turkish players you are mentioning, you'll see they're shorter in their bodies, so bigger wheelchairs means they are sitting higher up. The Serbs perhaps doing that with the help of some cushions. Again, it's something that you need to figure out for yourself as a player. Important that you still can fit under the table, of course, because otherwise it's difficult to play.
Interesting. It's not a rule. You just need...
No, there's no rule about it, but you can't roll closer under the table to reach the very short points, balls around the net if your knees would hit against the upper edge.
So the Serbian team back with serve. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, great attack down the line with the backhand side for Nada Matic. Took Oluk by surprise completely, but was well placed as well.
Ooh, powerful there from Peric Rankovic.
Yeah, Altintas was searching for that dreaded middle where you'd hope the players hesitate on which one would take the ball, but of course not the two Serbs who have been playing together for 15 years. And Peric Rankovic, a very aggressive player anyway, so I wouldn't try that out too much if I was on the Turkish side.
And the let there helps the Serbs. They take a 3-0 lead very early in this game. And the Turkish players under pressure now. Long with that one. I only thought the British had double barrel names, but Peric Rankovic ranks right up there with the best.
Yeah, that's her maiden and her married last names.
Indeed. A lot of spin on that serve. Well dealt with. Rankovic.
Yeah,
hit
she
two
was
great
right
shots.
there ready for two great shots with that backhand.
A very, very aggressive player there. We've just seen that, the evidence of that.
And now it was the right shot to take for Nada Matic, but she makes it just a bit over the edge.
5-2 to Serbia. And long there from Altintas. Sorry.
Altintas, yeah. Matic tempted her into taking that shot from the elbow crossover area.
Serbia have a 6-2 lead, and it's reduced to 6-3. Important that.
Yeah, not enough topspin on that shot for Nada Matic.
Plays it much more safely, and a bit of a reach there from Peric Rankovic, sort of into the space of her fellow colleague.
Yeah, she was in position with her forehand in the previous setup. Easier for her to stretch out than for Matic on the backhand side.
A couple of errors there from the same player, and suddenly it's 6-5. And the Turks back in the hunt in this set. Oof!
Yeah, Oluk was forced into making this slow top spin, and Matic was just there with the smash.
Perfect shot. You could see the power of it right into the torso of the Turkish player.
Yeah, the Turks reaching for the towel break now, just trying to maintain their momentum.
Yeah, you can sense they're under pressure all the time. They need to be almost having their perfect game.
Yeah, they've fought their way back, but now again a 2-point lead for the Serbs. And the Serbs struggled with the middle. Still Rankovic took it all right and surprised Altintas in the middle of their table.
8-5, the Turkish team are trailing here. Deep ball there from Altintas. But the rally continues, and just long from Altintas. Such a game of, you know, just inches and centimetres and millimetres. 9-5 to the Serbs. Super shots.
Yeah, the net helped the Turks, but it wasn't enough. Great recovery from Matic, and then to finish it off was Peric Rankovic.
Oof.
Yeah, don't lift the elbow. No in taking either smashes or topspin shots.
10-6, still the multiple set points for the Serbs. And straight out from Altintas.
Yeah, from a well-positioned fast serve from Matic. It's another 11-6 for the Serbian duo, and 2-0 the world champions are leading against the Turkish pair Altintas and Oluk.
So 11-6, 11-6, and 2 sets to love.
We've already started with the first point for the Serbian duo, who leads 2-0 against the Turks in this women's doubles class 5 to 10. Group 1 instead of a round of knockouts straight from the start here, with just 7 pairings entering the competition at the European Para Table Tennis Championships in Sheffield.
Two-one to the Serbs at the moment, and the Turks hanging in there.
Yeah, they will need to win this game to stay in the match. We'll get another chance in each case against the Croatian couple Dritar Karic and Mužinić Vincetic later on in this same group, even should they lose this one.
Two apiece now. Turks a feisty bunch. The wheels not coming off their game just yet. They're hanging in.
No, there's no giving up for anyone here.
That was a super shot.
And 3 points straight for the Turks.
They could almost be sisters when you look from this angle. Ooh, and the push was short. Fine margins. Do or die set for the Turkish pairing. Short serve. Interesting.
Yeah, Peric Rankovic, an extremely experienced player, so of course she knew what a switch up like that can bring, and it also brings on timeout for the Turkish team, as they need to win this game, and once again the Serbs have started to run away.
Yes, and the inevitable looks probable, and
on paper really everything speaks for the Serbian duo. They're better ranked, more experienced, also more in sync playing with each other, but of course that the paper means nothing, and at least in the doubles we're still with a discipline with a very short history as a separate one in para table tennis, so anything can happen. We just saw the French couple fight it back from 0-2 in the match previously on this table. Why not again?
indeed. Well recovered there from the Turks.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent for Nada Matic as well.
Yeah, she responded so aggressively there, and the Turkish duo couldn't quite get there, but they trail 5-3 now, and long, uncharacteristically long from Matic. Maybe the spin was too fierce.
Yeah, she moved her body out of the way on receiving that one, and then another couple of strong exchanges.
Well,
this is Nada Matic's strength generally, so I'm not surprised she's doing well on those.
It feels like the Turkish players, they'll go for their shots if given the opportunity. Having said that, this is a very... Oh, just like that.
Yeah, just with the edge. Nada Matic and Irem Oluk, both bronze medalists from women's singles class 4. Peric Rankovic, the old new European champion for the 5th time in a row.
Ooh. Oh, and long there.
Yeah, they both reached for that middle ball. Oluk took it successfully, but it just threw Altintas enough for her to miss the next shot. Clips the net and goes over the table for another Serbian point.
And they're edging towards that third set. 7 points. Oh, and that's such a blow. Such a blow.
This is too much of a gift to give a pairing like the world champions.
Yeah. 8-5. 9-5 now with the Serbs. Moving forward. Good shot.
Yeah, the Serbs were just looking to bring this calmly to a close now, but they will still have to put some aggression on. The Turks aren't giving in.
There's that gentle serve, but well reached and long from Matic.
Yeah, and that was just the problem because of Peric's short serve. Nada Matic was on the receiving end of the return, which was also short, and then that brought her towards the net into the table, and then she was just too close to the end line to finish it off on the long.
Oh, and again a great rally.
And there you go, 3 consecutive points again for the Turks.
So they're now 9-8, still trailing, but have fought back.
I would think the Serbs too experienced to let this happen, but here we are.
This is a nice and cagey response, and they've got the... Matic goes long and 9-all.
Yeah, just some hesitation in all of those shots and it's enough. Yeah, quick towel break now for the Serbs. They let go of that significant 4-point lead, and they only just needed 2 more to bring this whole match home for them.
Well, they have serve, and Matic settles herself down.
Oh, enough underspin on that ball for tempting Altintas into a 2-week topspin with her forehand.
And that brings match point to Serbia. What a shot.
That was the shot to finish this match. Brilliant performance in the end, showing all that experience and decoration and determination. The 2 Serbs, Borislava Peric-Rankovic and Nada Matic, overcome Nergis Altintas and Irem Oluk of Turkey in this first match in Group 1 of women's doubles 5-10.
Victory for the Serbs, and they'll march on as world ranked number 1. And we'll be back with you shortly for our next game in about 15 minutes or so. Welcome back to the English Institute of Sport for the 2023 Para-European Table Tennis Championships, and we're here in the doubles competition, and this is class 4, or
it's men's doubles 4,
men's doubles 4,
meaning the combined classes point count cannot exceed 4. For the pairing, we have here at the table Alexandru Imbuzan and Dacian Maxin of Romania. Imbuzan class 1, Maxin class 3. And on the other side, Goran Perlic and Boris Stojilkovic of Serbia, both class 2 players, and in both cases amounting to 4 points, which is the maximum allowed for this competition. 10 pairings entering the knockout direct stages here, and these are 2 of the lower seeded ones, so they have to battle it on for that place in the quarterfinals among themselves.
And the opening gambit goes to the Romanians. So this is a knockout game.
Yeah, this is very much a knockout game, or the winner takes it all, if you wish. The winners will be progressing, as I've said, to the quarterfinals, where the 4th-seeded pairing of Tomasz Jakimczuk and Rafał Chuper from Poland awaits them.
I think that will be a tougher experience, whoever gets to see those 2.
Yeah, Riaposh won in each case. The seeded players, of course, will be a difficult opponent for the quarterfinals, especially so if we know that they have a bronze around their necks from the World Championships, which was the first major competition where we saw doubles as a separate discipline in para table tennis.
And Maxine gets him with a kill. So 3-1 to the Romanians. So Imbuzan is a class 1, did you say?
Yes, class 1 from Romania.
And Maxine class 3.
One of the tactics, possible ones, of course, would then be for the Serbian couple to try and attack Imbuzan as the weaker player, at least in theory, more, because in wheelchair doubles, whichever player is on the ball can take the shot. No need to switch between them. The only requirement is for both players to stay within the lines of their own end of the table or side.
Long from the Serbs, and the Romanians lead 5-3 at the moment. Great response from Maxine, very aggressive. 6-3.
Yeah, a lot of different inverted rubbers combinations in this here, as we're used to with the lower classes, but here we don't only have 2 but rather 4 players at the table, so the combinations really are endless. Really have to keep your concentration up to follow that spin, to read it right, and more importantly to respond correctly.
Long there from the Serbian pair previous point, and this point Imbuzan takes it out of bounds, but it's 4-8 to the Romanians.
Quick assistance from his double partner to get into the right position for receiving.
Imbuzan returns, but the angled reply goes out for Stojkovic. Imbuzan with the lob.
Yeah, it wasn't short enough. Of course, that tetra lob, popular shot to take in the lower classes, but in doubles pairings where the players divide the surface of the table among two of them, it's a much more difficult one to execute successfully enough to not be punished for it, like the Romanian was here.
And the Romanian serve, Imbuzan being targeted on this occasion. There's a poor lob, I'm afraid, on that occasion.
Yeah, that one wasn't even short enough for just one player sitting at the end line, let alone in doubles.
The tactics beginning to be seen, and that was a poor miss from Perlic.
Yeah, Imbuzan just isn't putting enough pressure on the opponents with his inverted rubbers, allowing for quite easy attacks by the Serbians, but this one unfortunately was not executed right.
Well, it's 10-7 to the Romanians, and they still have the opportunity to take the first set, and do, with Maxine, who's been quite an aggressive player.
Rolls his doubles partner away to the coach's corner. A comfortable enough first game for the two Romanians, even if there were some insecurities in between.
Yeah, the Romanians get a good start there, 11-7 in their campaign in this tournament, and Maxine seems to be a very aggressive player in there. And can he protect his partner, Imbuzan, who certainly the Serbs will continue to pepper with as many shots as possible?
You can't always just play to the weaker player. Of course, that can be a tactic as trying to place the majority of shots there, but Imbuzan can always warm up, start making trouble, become comfortable, and that's where the Serbians will have to switch things up. But even with this, they are now already behind, so it's up to them to catch on now.
Yep, the 7-11 scoreline went in favour of the Romanians. Both teams come back to the table. A quickish first set. And you see the players having to strap their back to their hands to maximise their grip.
Nothing unusual to see that with classes 1 and 2.
We're in play, we're ready to go. Stojkovic. So it was Maxime with the serve, and Perlic gives up the point. Certainly Maxine's been the player who's been delivering here for the Romanians. And Perlic really didn't seem to adjust at all with that shot. A little bit lazy.
Yeah, not a very successful receive game for Perlic here in this combination of serve-receive.
A loose one there from Imbuzan.
Yeah, now Imbuzan on target. Or better to say, he was the target.
Yes, he was
of
the
those
target, yeah.
serves.
And now he serves himself. Good serve. Gets the point back.
Again, seeing some of that serve non-receive game that we were privy to so much in the singles as well.
Oh, the lob didn't work there. So
yeah, Maxine just trying to cover as much of the table as possible, seeing how Imbuzan struggles.
I mean, there's a Class 1 player who clearly hasn't got the mobility of his opponents who are Class 2. But so far, 3-all. The Romanians lead 1-0. Maxine this time into the net, and the Serbs have a lead, 4-3.
Yeah, this is the setup that the Romanians would really have to take advantage of, with Maxine on the receiving end for the serves and serving himself now.
4-3 in advantage. Slender, but that looked long. But it
could have clipped the table. Difficult to see from this angle. We'll just have to wait for the score, I guess.
It's 4-5 to Romania, and it goes to 4-6 because that did clip the end of the table. The previous point did, and Romania have a 2-point advantage. Maxine leans across, in comes Imbuzan. He's playing this game.
Held his ground as long as he could in Imbuzan here, but just his return's too weak for Perlic not to attack sooner or later.
And then he went wide with that return down the line. And it's all square, 6 points apiece. Here comes the serve.
I tried to set that return up for Maxine to take the shot. I was just too far away to Imbuzan's side for Maxine to have the right control to do it.
Another good serve. There's the lob and there's the smash.
Yeah, that's the trouble with lobs in the doubles. It's just extremely difficult to find a deep enough angle for them to not be abused in this manner.
So the Serbs
that just clipped the table as well.
Ooh.
Nothing for Maxine to do.
Although the score remains 8-6 still. Now 9-6 with that shot from Maxine that went into the net.
And it could have also clipped the net and
maybe that
called
was
out on that account. We can't see everything on the screen, unfortunately. Table tennis, such a fast-paced game, so much precision required.
These are set points for the Serbian team, and that was long from Maxine, and they've got a set back 11-6, having lost the first one. So going well for the Serbs as they take a break. We'll be back with you shortly.
We're back on table 1 with Alexandru Imbuzan and Dacian Maxim of Romania in this third game against Goran Perlic and Boris Stojilkovic from Serbia in men's doubles 4. 1-1 after the first 2. So we're still far away from a decision in this round of 16 and a battle for a quarterfinal against World Championships bronze medalists from Poland.
And they're beginning to target Imbuzan increasingly in this game, and it's something that is always going to be not a weakness for the Romanians. It's whether Maxim can get more into the game and impose himself as a Class 3 player on the Class 2 players opposite him.
Yeah, the Serbs have identified Imbuzan as clearly the weaker player in this pairing and are doing everything they can to push the ball in his direction, but Maxim determined to just cover next to the entire surface of their end of the table, which he's allowed to do as long as he doesn't cross the middle line of the table with his wheelchair.
Oh, that's an important rule. So 3-1 at the moment. And the Serbs with the serve. Nice.
Brilliant
serve
serve.
into the corner.
This is extremely difficult to do in doubles, to play a corner this wide, this accurately that the opponent wouldn't even reach it. But on the other hand, Imbuzan is a Class 1 player, so at a disadvantage in this sense here.
Yeah, Imbuzan looks a little bit despondent. But such is sport.
Yeah, he's clearly struggling, but not much he can do about it other than just trying his best.
There he is in the exchanges. To and fro. Tries the lob and...
Yeah, and it's on the Romanian side of the table. This was a bit of a desperation shot for Imbuzan. He's tried it before and severely punished for it as well by the Serbians.
Yeah, Imbuzan loses those 2 service points, and 7-1 the score.
Much more on track now, the Serbians, in this double encounter.
They've kind of worked it out, but there they got involved with each other at the other end of the table.
Yeah, a bit of a confusion. That is one of the sore spots in doubles wheelchairs, that middle of the table. If the players are not in sync, coordinated, which one will take it?
Imbuzan unable to respond to that one, and 8-2 the Serbians lead. Just a little bit long there from Imbuzan. Too much spin on that for him. 9-2. The Romanians had started so well. Great recovery there from the Serbians with the let call.
Yeah, they're really doing well in this third game. No more insecurities. And after they've seen how much Imbuzan is struggling here, much easier sailing for them.
Yes, 10-3 they've got multiple set points to go 2-1 up. And that's a clear
amazing
ace.
Serve, just in the corner of the middle line and end line. Imbuzan absolutely unable to do anything about it.
Yeah, 11-3 there. So a little timeout for the players. And it's 7-11 first set to the Romanians, but 11-6, 11-3 as the Serbs begin to dominate. Well, we're back to the action. Some wheelchair adjustments. Lots of technical stuff to go on here. And 2-1, the Serbian pairing lead.
They definitely have the momentum on their side. Some initial hiccups in the first game, but ready, I think, now to close this, unless the Romanians really manage to change something. But difficult to do, since Imbuzan is at such a disadvantage here, being class 1, and Maxine just unable to cover all that surface by himself.
Yeah, it's 2-0. Good response there. And Maxine battling away, getting a point there for his team. That's the second point as the serve goes long, so 2-2. And Imbuzan on his serve now. And gets a point.
Yeah, some receiving struggles for Stojilkovic.
Another good serve. Good interventions there from Maxine, and suddenly 4-2 to the Romanians. A bit of confidence.
Yeah, still the Serbs are doing everything to play the Imbuzan side of the table. Maxine well ready there now, so they'll have to at least switch it up a bit, because you can just see Maxine getting comfortable leaning into Imbuzan.
Maxine made a impetuous mistake there, but still 4-3 to Romania. Maxine coming in. Stojkovic responds. Maxine down the middle.
Yeah, the Serbs are having some trouble covering this middle.
5-3 they trail. Maxine back to serve. Can he pull this one out of the hat? Good response.
Yeah, the problem with Maxine serving is that it's not too difficult to place the return to Imbuzan's side.
Nope.
Took only 2 shots here to finish the point.
And, Maxine just hits the top of the net.
It's more difficult in this setup when he's faced with his forehand side towards Imbuzan to cover all that surface than it will be now.
5-all. Oh, and Imbuzan went for an aggressive shot there, but his bat was facing down when he hit. So that advantage is gone, 6-5. And Perlic with a great shot.
Yeah, nice clear shot after a weak return. The middle of the table, not short enough, not long enough. Just perfectly placed for that kill.
7-5 to the Serbs. There's the lob, and this time it does work.
This time it does. For the first time actually in this match, a lob point for the Romanians. Just goes to show how accurate that placement, that shot has to be to win the point.
And Maxine just stretches there and hits the net, and it's 8-6 to the Serbs. Oh, and Imbuzan takes a point.
Yeah, well done from Imbuzan this time. Moving Perlic from long end line to the middle of the table, to the short to the net. Yeah, but that's the lob that just isn't good enough.
Yeah, 9-7.
Doesn't help when you lose 7 points to that and only win 1 with a great shot. Needs to be said that there's not much for the Romanian left to try out.
Yeah, it's a matter of Imbuzan just doing the high percentages and just getting the ball back to see if Maxine can intervene.
Last chance now for the Romanians to stay in this match. They need another set to prolong it into the 5th game. Hence the timeout as Perlic and Stojkovic take the lead.
And so these players wrap or do the things they need to do to get ready for the competition.
They'll want to be as ready as they can be to finish this 4th game. The Serbians no doubt eager to bring it to a close. And the Romanians looking to extend their time in this competition.
So the serve is with the Romanians. Maxine. Can he pull some magic out of the hat? Oh, he went for a short serve into the net. And that's quickly given 3 match points to the Serbs. Again, Imbuzan is the target. And he can't respond, and that's the victory for the Serbians, 3-1.
Men's doubles 4. Round 16 match goes to Goran Perlic and Boris Stojilkovic of Serbia. Next up for them are Tomasz Jakimczuk and Rafał Čuper from Poland, awaiting them this afternoon in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately for the Romanian duo of Alexandru Imbuzan and Dacian Maxim, this European Championships ends here.
table 10, Stefan Salamanson, Jenny Sletton from Norway, Teso Eretzi, Sophia Arloy from Hungary, umpire Tom Kanarski from England. On table 11, Bonan Zohil, Bejana Gusic from Croatia, Stephanie Grieve and Leo Wagner from Germany. Umpire Lester Smith from England.
Well, welcome back to the English Institute of Sport. We're in wheelchair mixed doubles action now, here in the European Para Table Tennis Championships, and we've got British interest as well as Serbian interest on the table, with Megan Shackleton and Jack Hunter-Spivey against Palikucha and Matic of Serbia. And do you know much about the matchups here, or is this new territory?
Well, this is especially a new territory because while we've seen men's or women's doubles as part of the team event before in para table tennis, there have never been mixed doubles before, other than all of last year at international competitions and at the World Championships. Palikucha and Matic bronze medalists from there, so a tough job for Jack Hunter-Spivey and Megan Shackleton. Nevertheless, they are a new pairing also because Megan was injured for a lot of last year, and still they are looking to improve themselves ahead of Paris next year, and they're good, perfect friends outside of the court, they said. So I think they've been really looking forward to trying this on in front of the home crowd.
Well, the opportunity for Spivey to add to his silver medal from yesterday for British interest.
Yeah, worth mentioning that we actually have only 4 pairings entering the competition in this mixed doubles 10, which means just one round robin competition group. The medals will be awarded only to the first and the second.
So just 2 medals on offer. Good,
so
exciting
every
exchanges.
match super important if you're trying to secure one of those top 2 positions.
Sorry there, I've just interrupted. One apiece. Just long there from Shackleton.
Yeah, faster pace expected here as well to both of the males class 5s. Silver and bronze medalists from the singles. The women class 4, Nada Matic, also a bronze medalist from the singles.
And she's just been playing in the doubles, hasn't she, for Serbia?
Yeah, she played in women's doubles 5 to 10 with Borislava Peric Rankovic. Very successful there too.
Nice short serve there. And Matic hits into the net. Patience. Not a backspin. Ooh, Spivey hits into the net.
Yeah, surely the Serbs are more used to playing with each other, but we don't have any head-to-head between the 2 pairings, so this could be as interesting as it gets.
3 apiece. Nothing between the 2 teams so far. Early exchanges, nice and even.
Regardless of what happens here, both pairs will still have to face İrem Oluk and Ali Öztürk from Turkey, as well as Caroline Tabib and Shmuel Ben Asor from Israel.
Those are the 4 pairings. Or the other 2 pairings, and these 2 here. Spivey smashes into the net.
Should have been a top spin.
Five, 3. The Brits trailing. Nice gentle serve, well done, executed beautifully into the corner.
Yeah, difficult to do in doubles since the players are set so much towards the corner, and especially in the upper classes. Nada Matic here, class 4.
Well, it was set up there for Spivey, but he...
Yeah, and it
took
was
it
his
wrong.
tactics too, just bringing Nada Matic completely to her right, picking that and leaving a lot of space in the middle to smash it down there.
Shackleton.
Yeah, that shot by Palikucha was placed right on the end line. Difficult then for her to move the body away enough to take the shot or block it at least.
Great shot from
Same
Matic.
here for Jack Hunter Spivey, but Nada Matic on the attacking end.
8-4. Very quickly. The Serbs look like a good strong pair, don't they, straight away? Well done, Megan Shackleton there. Hitting deep against Matic.
Yeah, Matic just trying to counter-attack rather than block the ball, which apparently is what she'd be wanting to do.
Again, that short serve. But Matic responded well, and
so did the Brits.
Yeah.
Nice exchange here. Some longer rally. Looks like both pairs now have found their ground.
the rhythm is coming. 8-6. Still the Serbs leading. Just out from Matic. It looked to sit up for her to hit that one, but just not enough top spin. Is that right?
Absolutely. You're learning fast, Yuri.
Good reactions from Hunter Spivey and
Oh,
Shackleton.
look at this action.
Yeah.
Was an amazing point. Even the Brits who lost it admit to that.
7-9. The Brits are trailing here against the Serbian pairing. And
Once again, just too aggressive and with not enough spin or finesse for Jack Hunter Spivey. 3 game balls now for the Serbs.
the Serbs. And long.
And
from
they
high
take the
Spivey.
first one. Jack was hoping that to be short and giving him a chance to attack, but good placement and good return with an excellent reach by Matic, winning the Serbs their first game in this round robin of mixed doubles 10.
So we're back at the table. 1 set to love to the Serbian pairing of Palikucha and Matic against Shackleton and Spivey. First blood to the British pairing. Plenty of spin on both those returns, but Shackleton into the net. Patience, and Shackleton just short.
Just a little bit too much backspin for her on that ball to get it across the net.
And again, a little bit apprehensive in her shot.
Oof.
Oof.
Hesitation in the middle, indecision about who should take the ball by the Serbs. They both did, and it's with the help of the net got the point after all.
4-1. And long.
And this time way too impatient Palikucha.
And Spivey and Shackleton always trying to stay positive, bumping fists and keep going, keep going. There's more pumping fists.
Yeah, the doubles are about a team spirit as well. It's not just you at the table. So that's an important element.
Shackleton, lovely shot.
Yeah, Nada Matic moved away. The ball did travel more towards her.
The short one is a good one.
Palikucha unable to block properly here, as Jack set himself up for that smash after the return.
4 apiece now, and the Brits playing a little bit more cohesively. Matic serves. Shackleton in the game now. They're peppering her side, and Matic makes a mistake.
Uncharacteristic for her.
Good intervention there from Palikucha.
Yep, just end lined of the middle of the table between Jack, Hunter, Spivey and Megan.
But it's still 5-all, all square. There's that short action
yeah,
again.
and brilliantly Nada Matic was so prepared for that.
Wow.
No chance for the other two. That's the danger of what can happen when you reach for the same kind of attack tactics every time, or a couple of times in a row.
And Shackleton just makes a couple of...
Yeah, she's struggling with the back spins
Yeah.
coming from the Serbian side.
7-5 the score. As the Serbians lead. It was all neck and neck, but they've just pulled away. Megan Shackleton in some good exchanges there.
Not a proper top spin shot by Nada Matic now, giving the Britons something back.
Indeed, 7-6. And long from Matic.
Indecision on her part. She was thinking she should have gone for a smash. Decided on a backspin, safe option, but wasn't executed correctly anymore.
So we're back at level.
Yeah, too nicely set up for Mitar Palikucha there in the middle, right on his forehand side of the bat.
Yeah, they need to avoid that. That's been, you know, a big advantage for them. Big weapon. Oh, and Hunter Spivey kind of overstretched himself there, didn't he?
Yeah, there was side spin on that ball, and Jack just didn't control it well enough.
9-7, an important lead all of a sudden for the Serbs. And a good point back. You feel if the Brits go 2 sets down, it will be a tough job to come back from that. So, need to stick in here. 9-8, they trail. Can they find a piece of magic? Oh, and
Careful enough by Nada Matic this time. Shackleton still shaky on those backspins.
you're right. It's been 3 or 4 points just in this particular set. 10-8.
A beautiful return by Palikucha here. Completely surprised Shackleton that he even took it with the forehand side, and then it hit her directly in the body.
Yeah.
But it is 2-0 for the bronze medalists from the World Championships last year in mixed doubles 10, Serbians Palikucha and Nada Matic. The home hopefuls.
Not so hopeful at the moment for this British pairing. 11-7, 11-8 they've trailed.
They have the experienced Neil Robinson in their corner, even if they might lack experience in playing in this setup of mixed doubles together. And Jack Hunter Spivey, certainly a player who never gives up. Megan just finding her foot again after a long injury. No doubt enjoying this team spirit we see now.
Yeah, they're very positive, keeping positive, and you know, as a new pairing, there's not much more you can do if it's your first outing, and experience does count when it comes down to the wire in those moments where it matters. Just around that sort of 8-all, 9-all marking, it seems to me that the experienced players always just manage the game that little bit better.
Yeah, just at the end of each set, the Serbians pulled through. Wasn't a big difference, but 2 points is all it takes.
Yep. So immediately, Matic. Goes down the line. Super shot. Furniture removed by Hunter Spivey.
He intends to do a lot of running around, apparently. No, he just doesn't like to have the ball boys in his corner. Nothing to distract him.
That's an interesting point. So 1 point apiece.
Yeah, again with that backhand hesitation, Nada Matic.
Just goes long. And the Brits have a 2-1 lead. Ooh, that was an interesting serve. It kicked up, and Matic pulls it back to 2-all. Shackleton, Megan Shackleton with the serve. That short one. Well handled.
Yeah, they like to use those short serves, trying to set themselves up for the attack on the return. Both of them, Megan and Jack.
And long again from Matic. So 4-2 to the Brits. They've taken a slight lead here. Can they push on from this? Spivey gets it right that time.
Yeah, just a soft top spin. Nada Matic was there, but didn't position the racket right for a block.
2-5. Ooh, forceful from
Excellent this
Spivey.
one.
Two 6. 6-2. There's life in the old dog yet. Ooh, that one crawled over the net.
But a welcomed stroke of fortune for Jack and Megan, as they need this set to stay in the match.
7-3. Good point there from the Serbs. An opportunity here for the Brits to bring home a set. They lead by 4, but it can quickly disappear, these leads. Percentages being played at the moment, and Spivey intercedes.
Yeah, more importantly than having the chance to win this set is that they're not making unforced mistakes anymore. They're well on track, and if they do make it, the momentum will be on their side this time.
8-3. Oh, good shot there from Polikucha. Nearly took onto Spivey's head off.
Yeah, but not too much harm done yet. Still with a nice advantage here.
4-8. Everybody involved now in this rally. Very much a game of chess at the moment. Nobody making a move. Oh, and then just Shackleton drifts over the baseline.
Yeah, just tiptoeing around each other, all four of them. The Serbs held on longer.
Shackleton serves. That's short one again. Short again. Into a rally now. And everybody being quite cagey about this rally.
Oof. Wonderful side spin on that edge shot. Good work, Jack.
9-5 the lead. Edging towards that set, which they desperately need. And
yeah,
Spivey went long.
That's that top spin. Too impatient, Palikucha.
Yeah.
Trying to calm himself down. He knows that this was completely unnecessary.
Well, 10-6, multiple set points then for the British pair. Oh, and Matic uncharacteristically going long.
There it is. We're heading into another game. The Britons Megan Shackleton and Jack Hunter Spivey hold on against World Championships bronze medalists Matic and Palikucha in mixed doubles 10. We're back on with Megan Shackleton and Jack Hunter Spivey as they look to extend their chances of winning this mixed doubles 10 round robin match against the Serbians Nada Matic and Mitar Palikucha. They need this game to make that possible, go into the deciding fifth. They were trailing 2-0, but only 2-1 behind still. Better start for them as well in this fourth game.
Indeed. 2 points early doors for Hunter and Shackleton. They're battling, and it seems as if the longer the game's going on, these two are beginning to get used to each other.
Yeah, that was one of my points at the beginning of this match. If they can just bring it long enough to get more comfortable with each other. The Serbs are very experienced players, not only in their own right, but even as a couple.
Shackleton goes long, 3-2. Just needs to be consistent. Oh, and Spivey was just a bit heavy with that one. 3-all. But the attack came on Shackleton and she fed the ball up.
Quickly signaling Jack Hunter Spivey to Megan what to serve. Important to make those kind of agreements, arrangements between the two, so that nobody's surprised.
Oh, and I think Matic just mistimed that completely, didn't she?
Yeah, it's just clipped the table, the ball, so it wasn't there where Matic expected to receive it.
Your eyesight is way better than mine. Well played, Shackleton. Growing into this game a lot more. The British pairing.
Yeah, like I said, the momentum would be on their side now after winning that third game rather comfortably.
5-3. Beginning to handle the game a little bit better, the two Brits. And and Shackleton just seemed to be snatching at that one. But 5-4. Matic serves to Spivey. Two good shots there. Matic looks frustrated with herself there and missing that opportunity.
Yeah, it was a good one, to be honest. So at this point in the match, I would be as well.
6-4. This kind of point might be quite crucial. Oh well. There's that
yeah,
miss.
but there's this in conclusion between the Jack and Megan.
Yeah, Jack thought that Megan was going to get that one. There was another little hesitancy. Strong point.
This time she hits it.
Matic
That's what
gets
she was looking for in the
Now it's
previous
7-all.
one, or one or two before that as well.
6-all, sorry. It's 6-all.
Just hit that edge of the table or corner of the table so well. And the reaction from the British bench as the Serbs go into the lead for the first time in this fourth game.
Yeah, it was uncharacteristically a few mistakes there. 7-6 they trail now, but this is a must-win set for the Brits, and they've certainly grown into the game, but no room for error, unfortunately. The pressure is on that they have to win this set too to stay in with a shout for the fifth set. It's going to be a big job to do, this one, but possible.
No, we're far from being decided, finished, or whatever you want to call it for either of those pairs. Jack just signaling he wants the ball girl to sit down first before they start. No distractions, like we said.
Oh, and just long.
Yeah, full concentration, just middle to middle pushing here. Both, or all the four of them rather, being really careful not to make a mistake. And once again in this, the Serbs actually lasted longer.
And the Serbs taken the last 4 consecutive points, and the consecutive 5 points now. And
yeah, no sign of the timeout bringing any kind of relief for Spivey and Shackleton.
yeah, this is. Oh,
Some luck on the Serbs side as well.
well, this is 10-6 and match points. Multiple match points for the Serbs. And,
Yeah, that middle once again a problem for Nada and Mitar.
1 match point saved, but it's still 10-7.
They'll have to still bring on their very best if they want to conclude this, and they know it, hence the timeout. They want one of these next 2 points to be theirs.
Just calming themselves down, breaking up rhythm for the Brits, but 10-8 should be theirs still, should be.
Yeah, but let's not forget the timeout didn't bring much good to Shackleton and Hunter Spivey just a couple of minutes ago. We'll see if the experienced and decorated Serbs can make that work for them.
Well, it's been a good battle. It's been a good battle, but the experience of the Serbs is showing. But
it is Jack Hunter Spivey who serves now, so at least the GB duo will have some control over that.
Patience here from both teams, not wanting to make a mistake. Aiming on Shackleton. Still going. Oh, and Shackleton
It works.
It
works.
Yeah.
This middle-to-middle pushing game has been just a strength for the Serbian duo, who are well on track to secure themselves another medal in this mixed doubles 10. Next up for them, the Israeli pair, but it will be the Turks Öztürk and Oluk İrem, who the British couple will be facing later on this evening at 7 p.m. right on this table. That's it from us from table 1 for now. Short break, and at 3:15 we're back with more doubles action.